What has the UK referendum on exiting the EU got to do with business? Hi, my name's Gordon De Silva, and there are a whole load of conflicting ideas and claims being made on both sides of the referendum, on the stay and on the leave. And it's an example of how complex things can be in the real world, isn't it? Because if something is very complex, then it's really hard to control. Now, the good news is an owner-managed business isn't as hard to control and manage as a country and certainly as a continent. And part of the problem with the referendum, from what I've heard, and and I'm a reasonably clued up person. I run a business. I've been in business for 30 years. I understand numbers, and I am still confused as to the real impact of leaving or staying. And I think both come with risks, and both have uncertainty. And in business, we are consistently faced with risks and uncertainty. The difference, I think, that I've seen in business on a daily basis is that most business people don't really appreciate the risks, and they don't appreciate the nuances within their business, the numbers. They don't understand the numbers in their business. And as a result, they're having to make day-to-day business decisions on the seat of their pants, right? So they're having to take emotional judgments. They're having to take guesses. They're having to take instinctive responses to business pressures and business changes rather than calculated decisions. So let me give you an example in the election, or in this referendum. We are regularly cited with examples of smaller countries who've left the EU and are doing really well. And I find that completely unhelpful because they don't really examine the impact of that, the nuances of that country. So take, for example, Norway. They're talking about Norway leaving the EU. And again, well, it's successful, it's left the EU and it's doing fine. And there are so many differences between Norway and the UK that make that comparison completely surface level and not deep. So, for example, they don't talk about, if we had a chance of working this argument as a business, we would look at it, wouldn't we? And we would go, well, let's have a look at the population of Norway. And we would compare the populations. One has sort of 4 million, and the UK has nearly 65 million. So all of a sudden you're thinking, well, are we comparing apples to apples, or are we comparing apples to steak? Completely different thing. Right? The second thing we're talking about is the economy. So the economy, they've got a lot of oil compared to the population. We haven't. So that's another massive difference. Their natural resources are significantly different. Their service industry is completely different to ours. We have an amazing, huge financial sector that brings in a huge amount of trade into the UK, and Norway doesn't so much. So you can begin to see that unless you drill down into the detail, into the numbers, into the ratios, into the relationships, you're really not in the same place to make a sensible judgment, are you? And this goes, what has upset me and annoyed me, and what upsets me with politics, is that they don't really answer the question, partly because it's really difficult to answer, but partly because they just go into rhetoric. They go into bite-sized presentations, which don't really drill down into the problem. And in my opinion, in business people up and down the country and around the world. I mean, I've examined businesses in Australia, in New Zealand, in America, and in the UK, of course, and it's typically the same. Small businesses do not drill down into the information. They just go, well, let's try this, let's try something else, let's try something else. And they unknowingly take greater risk than they need to. Unknowingly, they get lower returns to their investment of time, energy, resource, team, money, the whole works. Because had they drilled down into the information that was available to them, undoubtedly they would get insights that would be more targeted than just taking a guess. And an example of this, and you may want to just do this quick assessment in your business right now. Just understand whether you answer yes or no to some of these questions. Okay? Do you regularly get management information from your trading on a monthly basis? Do you get that information that shows you what your sales have been? That's usually a yes. What your margins have been? That's usually a no. What your cash flow has been, what your ratios are in terms of your conversions, usually these are no. Here's another question. Are you working to a strategic plan, to a predetermined model? The answer is usually no. You may have set up a business plan sometime in the past, and right now you probably haven't looked at it for the last few years. And that's a shame, unless you've gone in for finance or you've got external investors or you're on something like our profit multiplier program. You're not going to have the same level of interaction with these critical pieces. You wouldn't expect a large international company to work without a strategic model, without a business plan. Yet small businesses think they can achieve great success without some of these absolutely rudimentary tools. And it doesn't have to be hard. We have a business plan on a page. You can search that out on our site, and you will see it only takes 30 minutes to create an actionable business plan, and that is critical to success. We then develop that to a profit plan on a page, which is, again, boils things down into very simple things. It's 30 minutes or so, and you have 2 or 3 actions that you need to do that's going to move your business forward. You track 3 to 10 critical metrics that tell you, it's like like your pulse, tells you how well your business is doing and where to put the focus on and where to put more effort in and where to put less effort in because it's not worth spending time because it's not working very well. But unless you have that level of detailed understanding of your business, understanding the numbers in your business, unfortunately you're working blind. And like this referendum, millions of people are going to be putting a vote in the box, and I hope we all vote on a guess, on a hope, on a wish, on a prayer, without knowing exactly what the impact is of the decisions they're making, without really understanding why they're making the decisions in full because they've never had it explained to them. They've had to resort to a gut feel onto that decision. I was talking to a client today about my thoughts about the vote, and we discussed his, and we had an interesting dialogue. And the important thing to come out of that was we both agreed to disagree because we both agreed there was uncertainty on both, there was risk on both. In business, it doesn't have to be so much. There is always uncertainty, there's always risk, but we can minimize that because we're not dealing with a massive economy. We're not dealing with the world at large necessarily. We're dealing with our business. We're dealing with things we can control to a large extent. We can measure, we can take action on, and we can measure what effect it has. And that is an opportunity missed by many businesses. And I would encourage you, if you're not getting accounts on a monthly basis that are explained to you, we call it our numbers story when we talk to clients about their numbers and what they mean. But whatever it is, you can have graphs, you can have a narrative, you can have comparisons with this time last year, you can have comparisons with target. What I know is, as soon as you begin to focus on these numbers, your results begin to improve. It is as if it was magic, but it isn't magic, because we know that where focus goes, attention goes. And where attention goes and you do the right things, you get the right result. Not every time. There will be things that go wrong, and the idea of business is to minimize the things that go wrong and expand the things that go right. That's business. But if you're not tracking it, how do you know which bits are going wrong, and how soon do you find out they have been going wrong? In my financial services business, in the accountancy business, I must have 50% of my client base who don't respond to these messages. They will not find out how well or badly they've done until the end of the year. They will not find out how much tax they owe. They will not find out how much free cash they have available to draw out until towards the end of the year, if not after the end of the year, which is sad because they're putting so much effort into their business, so much time, so much resource, so much energy, so much risk, so much passion, that they then leave it to a wish and a prayer and a hope and a prayer to determine what the result is going to be. And I really, it worries me, it concerns me, it annoys me a little bit that this opportunity is going wasted. And it's not as if they've got plenty of money to waste. Most of them you could really do with the money. Their families could do with the money. They could go on better holidays, afford a better house, afford better health care, afford better holidays, better breaks, more time off with the kids and the family. It's not as if they've got amples of those, and they're struggling and they don't do the right thing. So I'm hoping this encourages you, G's you up a little bit, gets under your skin a little bit to go, well, let me decide to make it happen. Let me get someone to help me understand my numbers. And if you want to know more about how we do that through our Profit Multiplier program, through our quarterly analysis, through our alerts on a monthly basis, if you use amazing online software, then I'd love to work with you. In the meantime, be skeptical, but be understanding that opportunities exist within your business that could really increase the return on investment you get from your time, your money, your team, your effort, your energy, and will give you a better return all the way around and make your life a lot easier. But you've got to find that out for yourself. You've got to decide for yourself to make a change, get some help, because when you get help, something changes. When your focus is brought to bear, when you're held accountable to things that you want to do in your business, it's going to change your results, change your the number of leads you get in your business, your conversion rate, your pricing, your margins, your net profit, your debtor collection. All of these things need to be controlled relevant to your business. Every business is unique in a few respects, but in the majority, 85 to 95% of items within your business, of success metrics in your business, are very similar to other businesses, and you should be able to apply that. So, I do apologize for going on. I do get a little bit passionate in these things. I don't really apologize for it, because I think it's important that when you look after clients and you give clients the benefit of your experience, if you're not passionate about it, what are they going to get out of it? They're going to get somebody with a bland, boring approach. The last thing you need is that in your business. It's plenty of other sources for that. You want something inspirational. You want something that maybe makes you itch and want you to do something. That's what I like about my. That's what I like about my mentors and coaches. They get under my skin a little bit and want me to take action, and they force me to take action by holding me accountable to what I want to do. And so I wish the same for you. And if you can get some benefit from this and take some action, I'd love to hear what you did. How we got under your skin a little bit and encourage you to take action on it. And if we earn your trust and respect one day to work with you, that would be amazing. And I'd love that. If not, I hope you find someone who works the way you would like to work, who encourages you the way you want to, who inspires you, who challenges you a bit. That'll help you get more out of your business, because I'm in business. I've been in business for 35 years. I know how hard it is. I know how hard you work. I know how well you try. It's not good enough to offer a good service. It's not good enough to have a great product. You've got to do far more than that. You've got to communicate it well. You've got to track it well. You've got to market it well. You've got to price it right. And if you get all of those things running beautifully, you run a very successful business like we have, and we help clients do. All the very best. I'm going Let's start talking now. Give me some feedback. Tell me whether you appreciate these blogs or am I just wasting my time. And I look forward to speaking to you. Click like, click share, give us some feedback. All the best. Take care. Goodbye.